Good evening and welcome to The Social Report, the weekly show where we explore all things social media and how it affects people all over the UK. I'm your host here, Grace, and I can't wait to dive into the exciting topics we've got lined up for you today. Coming up on the show today, we'll be exploring the world of music, how is social media transforming the way artists build their audiences, and can it be more of a hindrance than a help? We'll be speaking to a local Birmingham band about their experiences. Then we'll be looking into the effect of social media on mental health, speaking to a young woman who found that social media was actually very beneficial for her. Do the positives outweigh the negatives? Finally, we'll meet a Chinese chef who, through the power of social media, is able to share and teach their culture to people all over the world. All that and more coming up in tonight's episode of The Social Report. But first, we're going to take a deep dive into cancel culture and the rise of trial by social media and the effects this could have on our society. Social media has given birth to an innumerable amount of trends.
My dog stepped on a bee.
My dad has to pee.
I broke my bloody knee.
But none have been quite as explosive and ever-growing as cancel culture.
Some major breaking news out of Los Angeles just moments ago.
Ever since the rejuvenation of the Me Too movement in 2017, with notable Hollywood icons such as Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey's sexual misconduct being exposed, social media's use in cancelling these celebrities has felt like a beacon for true change. Websites such as Twitter have given people the power to call out bad behaviour on a massive scale, and have seen an end to many public figures' careers overnight. The question that lingers now is trial by social media in this current state sustainable and foolproof? Earlier this year, we saw the well-documented trial of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, the ex-couple at loggerheads who both accused the other of domestic abuse. Although Johnny Depp succeeded in winning this particular trial and, in the eyes of some people, reclaimed his reputation, many were also quick to note that social media played a big part in how the trial was perceived. It only takes a quick search of this trial on apps such as TikTok to see the bias on display. No matter what your stance is on the Depp/Heard trial, it cannot be denied that social media has the power to completely control a narrative, whether it's the correct one or not, which calls into question the validity of the general public cancelling another person.
They're big actors, and Amber Heard was put out to be this really abusive person, and also Johnny Depp there were some things he did as well, but he was put out to be the better person. And I personally think Amber was the bad guy. Yeah, I actually watched it on TikTok. That was the main social media.
I think a lot of sexism was involved in the way that Amber Heard was depicted, and I think the public opinion of Johnny Depp really helped aid it. And I think there was quite a dangerous narrative of victims of abuse lying, and Amber Heard kind of being a symbol of that, which I think could be a bit of a dangerous slippery slope.
Humorous videos. It's genuinely just humor. It's what TikTok does, isn't it? It's kind of, they'll take something serious, but they'll find a vocal point to make something funny out of it. But I feel like it kind of distracts away from the case a bit more. You'll kind of take the funnier side, so Johnny Depp had more of a unserious side to Amber Heard, where she was crying in the case, and more of a straight face, but he was kind of blasé. And I think you'll kind of, from an outside perspective, you'll kind of look at the funnier side and be like, yeah, that's the guy I want to look at like.
I think it was very one-sided. I think there was very much like kind of echoing what Robin said, that there was a narrative pushed on like women, and I think it was really damaging towards like, I don't know, like the women's side of things. But obviously I don't think anyone could actually have an opinion on it because no one was in their shoes, they weren't.
While many people feel that social media facilitates cancel culture, which can in some cases lead to the end of people's careers, it can also give a leg up to those wanting to jumpstart theirs. Next up on The Social Report, we're going to be exploring just that, focusing on how recording artists use social media to promote themselves and their music. Music is constantly changing and evolving over time, with new genres and styles becoming popular, and audiences finding new ways to discover and connect to their favourite artists. Rather than sampling new music at the record store, many young people are finding new music through social media, where they are also able to stay up to date on new releases, performances, and even the personal lives of their favourite stars. Over the last few years, TikTok has massively grown in popularity, quickly becoming one of the most popular social network platforms worldwide. It officially has over 1 billion monthly active users. To put this into perspective, Facebook has 2.9 billion users, a platform that was founded in 2004, compared to TikTok, which launched in 2016. 75% of TikTok users say that they discover new artists through the app. Just a quick scroll through the For You page, TikTok's endlessly scrolling homepage, which is individually tailored to the user based on their viewing habits and likes, can expose you to countless new songs and artists. If a song is trending, you can expect to see it hundreds, if not thousands of times, often used in different ways by different creators. TikTok trends that include well-known songs can include anything from dances, time-lapses, vlogs, or even comedic relatable sketches. Some people, and even artists themselves, have started to criticise the hold that the TikTok algorithm and what is trending online has on the music industry and the labels themselves. Halsey was very outspoken about the fact that her record label would allegedly not allow her to release her new music till they had orchestrated a viral moment. Is trending on TikTok becoming more important than the talent and the hard work? In August, Sam Smith posted a TikTok teasing a sample of his upcoming single Unholy. This video gained over 4.2 million views. The sound being used a further 506.4 thousand times. The song was massively hyped up online, with multiple TikTok dances being created. By the time the song was officially released, it had already been previewed by millions of people all over the world, and it soared to the top of the Billboard Hot 100. The new official TikTok sound has been used in over 2.2 million videos. Despite the huge following and success they gained, many fans felt disappointed in the final song, feeling it had been overhyped. The song had been overplayed before it had even been released. Many users also said that they preferred the unpolished sound of the unreleased version and felt the final song was very underwhelming. With the increase in popularity of social media, artists are having to adapt to new ways to market themselves and reach their audience. I managed to speak to a grassroots indie band from Birmingham called Paradise Circus just before they went on stage at the Sunflower Lounge. I wanted to find out about their experience of using social media as a band and how it affects them.
So we are Paradise Circus. We are normally a 5-piece, but there's only 3 of us here right now. We're like an indie rock band. We're obviously based in Birmingham, but mixed around from Birmingham. We all met through the Birmingham music scene, and so like we're just about to support a band called The Native, and then we just had a headline show here, literally just a week and a half.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think social media is a vital part in promoting your band at the moment, especially for like TikTok and stuff, because you can get fans from anywhere. Like we've got mates who have posted videos, it's gone viral, and then they've migrated over to their Instagram and then managed to,
They've just gone on like a sellout tour because of that.
Yeah, you can go on a tour, yeah.
So you would say it helps?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I'd say it's for people who don't know you like directly, it's the only way you can promote yourself nowadays.
People don't necessarily just go to a random gig anymore, they only go if they hear about you. That's where the social media part comes in.
If it's just a song you're trying to promote, it's what you have behind that song in the content, because a consumer on TikTok has got like 0.5 of a second to get interested, and if it's not interesting in that time, then they're just going to keep scrolling no matter how good the song is. If it's rubbish content behind it, then that's what TikTok really kind of is.
There are many different ways for bands to reach a wider audience and gain a following. There are so many different online platforms, and users have come to expect different content on each. This can be very challenging for creators, but it also creates opportunities to reach even more people and engage in different ways.
Really nice talking to you guys.
Yeah,
you too.
Yeah. It's great.
Thank you so much.
See you.
Very interesting to know how social media is helping the Birmingham-based Paradise Circus. Here's to wish them all the best in future endeavours. But do you know there's a strong link between heavy social media use and an increased risk for depression, anxiety, loneliness, and even suicidal thoughts? Several studies have proven this. So, while social media promotes these negative experiences, it is also an avenue for people to connect and build their network base. Ironically, it is also available to support people who have had the earlier mentioned negative experiences, as was the case with Bashira Abdulwahab. In this segment, Bashira tells us how social media aided her recovery after battling with her mental health.
You're currently in Nigeria, is that correct?
Yes, that's true. I'm in Nigeria.
From my understanding, you've previously had some concerns with your mental health, is that correct?
Yes, severely.
Yeah, so when you first started experiencing these feelings, how did it make you feel?
I think I'd say we were quite very unpleasant. I do not like to use the word horrible. We were quite unpleasant because they were responses to life stress events that had me, swept off my feet. So yeah, if you ask him about what he felt like sleepless nights, horrible, terrible feelings of being very miserable, a lot of headaches, and a lot of fatigue. Again, those are kind of valid because if you're not sleeping well and you're not eating well, you're most likely going to feel all of that, right? I also wondered if I'd share who was going to be able to understand, if there was anybody that would be able to understand, exactly what I was feeling. And so for the most part, until I was able to open up, I actually kept to myself a lot.
Do you think social media has played any part in heightening mental health issues in a negative way?
I think again it depends on what side of social media, what divide of social media the person is, and what their own underlying factors. So if you have underlying issues, it's very possible that exposure to triggers can actually heighten it. And if you have underlying issues as well, on the other side, it's also very, very possible that exposure to valuable information and people who can help you can also help you do better or heal, or again, it depends on what you're going through and what you're exposing yourself to on social media. And that's the thing. The thing with social media is that so many people are not conscious about what they're doing online, and as a result of that, they're exposed to anything and everything. And because of that, they're not able to see that stuff. So as a result of that, it's possible that when someone, for instance, who is feeling not enough, and then they start to see a lot of content around some people, maybe their age, range, doing well, and kind of showing off and all of that. So people who already have issues with their self-esteem and they see other people doing better.
Not everyone has the confidence to speak about their mental health, so is there any advice you would give to anyone that's suffering from mental health concerns?
I think that one of the first bold steps or courageous steps that anybody that has any mental health concern can take is actually to speak up.
Young residents will also be helping us understand from their perspective the role social media plays in mental health.
I feel like it depends on how you use it and how much you use it. For example, let's say you're on it most of the day, it could take up a lot of your time. You could get used to the fact that you're using it on a day-to-day basis. It becomes a part of your schedule. It could impact your life, your work, things like that. But if you're able to regulate your time on it, it shouldn't impact you too much.
I use Instagram, and I know that there are a few for help programs on there that you can find, and you get a lot of adverts for better help and things like that. But I also think that the animosity of social media allows people to put negative thoughts out there. It allows them to shame people from the safety of their own home. And I think that animosity creates a negative impact on people who have been named and shamed. And you can't seek justice for it. It's very difficult to find the people who have hurt you.
I feel like that the best one for getting information on social media issues in this day and age would probably be Reddit, because of the amount of people that's on Reddit. It's an anonymous platform too, so no identities, no pictures of people's faces if they choose to be anonymous, so they can find stuff about their well-being or talk to someone anonymously through the internet, rather than using Instagram where they can just see a bunch of people just spamming hate for no reason, and or using Twitter where it's full of negativity and people against the progression of mental health.
It's clear that social media can have a huge effect on mental health, both negative and positive. Before we close tonight's show, let's take a look at how social media can bring people together and build communities, all through the love of food.
One of the biggest challenges that I faced as an international student coming to Australia was cooking.
और ये है कि खाना बनाना सीख के आओ, उससे ये है कि आपको शेफ़ वगैरह की भी जॉब मिल सकती है, और दूसरी बात ये कि आपकी सेविंग भी हो सकती है। मतलब ये कि अब आप रोज़ बाहर से खाने से रहे तो घर पे बनाओगे, आपके पैसे भी बचेंगे और जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ भी जो है वो बढ़ सकती हैं।
chef. I'm going to give you the confidence, the recipes and the insider knowledge to make you a much better cook.
I love to cook. On this channel, I'm not only posting cooking videos with some of my favorite tried and true recipes, but I also share tips and strategies to help you make your own cooking videos.
And as you can see, I'm right now in my normal home kitchen. This is not where you're used to seeing me cook, but this is where I film my TikToks because it's too much to just set up my whole set in order to quickly film TikToks.
Hi, I'm Zohra. I'm from Iran and I'm a BCU student.
Hi, I am Narinder from India.
Hi, my name is Callum and I'm an engineering student at BCU.
Then when it comes to food, I have always known how to cook, but
大家好，我是张永磊，然后来自中国的一名。
Actually, I know how to cook, but I can't cook very good.
Being an international student, when I was in India, I never cooked because I have my brother and my sister who always cook for me.
然后我刚到英国，就是在家那边也不是很会做饭。
when I was in Nigeria, I didn't have to bother cooking them. I'll just go to like a restaurant and get them and just buy them. It's not something you make.
Most recently was a Mediterranean style dish, so a sort of a salad, plant-based kind of thing.
I learned how to make those things. So somehow, like with social media, like YouTube is not necessarily social media, but it's a form of social media. I've been able to learn how to make them step by step, and I've been cooking Nigerian food from here.
Mexican food, some Mexican food. I made fajitas. I did a bit of Indian cuisine. I tried making some curries recently. That was quite nice.
I have seen lots of videos on YouTube, and by the help of these videos and professional recipes.
After coming in UK, I have to cook for myself. Obviously, I don't know how to cook, so I started taking help from social media, like from YouTube and TikTok and Instagram videos. I started watching the videos. In the starting, I was not good in making dishes by following the recipes even, but after practicing, as practice make man perfect, so after doing practice I become good, and now I can make good dishes by following the social media apps like YouTube and TikTok, as they are very helpful. There are very helpful chefs available on the social media, so I am good now.
Actually, after watching these videos, I can say that now I'm a bit more professional in cooking, and the taste of my foods are better.
通过一些就是社交软件 YouTube， 然后通过网上找到了这个人 Test Show， 他给我介绍了一些很多中国美食，比如中国的。
Hi everybody, my name is Haris Sajid and I'm a tandoori chef at Atlanta. It's been around 9 to 10 years since I've been chefing here, and I came back from Pakistan back home from Gujranwala, and I couldn't find the flavors that I wanted in Birmingham. So over time I thought I had the experience of food, so I came with my own recipes and I made this restaurant. So alhamdulillah, it's been 10 years now. Very busy restaurant now, and inspire a lot of people through my social media marketing, and yeah, a lot of customers see that and they come here, they enjoy the food. Thank you. Uploading my videos and media on social media, and I've received a lot of good feedback. A lot of my customers are really happy and have been inspired from this. Thank you.
It's so interesting to see how social media allows us to share our experiences and cultures in a way we would never been able to before, bringing together people from all over the world. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for this evening. As always, thank you so much for all of our contributors for getting involved. Join us next week, where we'll be exploring the impact of social media on politics and young voters. We'll also be looking into long-distance relationships and how crucial social media can be for such couples. Thank you so much for joining me this evening on The Social Report. I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.